Today, we are talking about marketing your wedding photography business.
Keep waving. This is good stuff, man.
Welcome to a new day of this 30-day course in wedding photography. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Turn the bell on. New videos coming up every single day for the rest of the month. Today, we're talking specifically about marketing and specifically about content marketing. So a little bit different from kind of general overall marketing. We're not going to be talking about doing bridal shows. We're not going to be talking about advertising magazines. This is all going to be web-based and content and ideas that you can do that you can create specifically on your website in order to rank for SEO and to get more people organically finding your website, to book you more. And again, you got to spend all your profits on pizza this year. Promise me this, that if you make money in photography, you got to spend it all on pizza. Please don't actually do that. Promise me that you will not actually spend all of your profits on pizza. Pizza for profits, don't. It's a trap. As we've been talking about over the past 30 days, if you are getting in on the Focal website, the deal is basically you save $935 if you get on the wait list. So all you have to do is be on the wait list in the month of January, and you will eventually get unlocked a position. Basically, small company, trying really hard to build all of these custom websites. You do a video call with them. They write all of your copy for you. They model your website after websites that you like, or maybe get rid of the things that you don't like on your website. They build it all. You get a back end that accepts payments from your couples. You can send out contracts. There's default contracts. It's really kind of an all-in-one solution for a wedding photography business. If you are using Focal as your website, for the content marketing side of things, you really don't have to do a whole lot when it comes to SEO. That a lot of that is already done within your Focal website, which is amazing. If you are on something like WordPress or a different website, know that there are some other things you can do to accelerate how far your content goes, but the keys kind of remain the same. And for content marketing specifically, we're gonna talk to Lachlan here in a minute, who's somebody that's really kind of dove deep into content marketing over the past couple of years. He is also the CEO of Focal, the company that will make you your website. And when it comes down to it, content marketing and marketing in general, it's just creating super helpful things for people out there on the internet. It's not just a straight up sales pitch like, buy my wedding photography now. It is more so like, hey, here are a bunch of nice photos that I took at this venue that you're currently interested in. By the way, if you want to contact me, here's a link at the bottom. So it's a little more, a less direct version of marketing. But let's head on over and talk to Lachlan.
I think a lot of photographers are afraid of maybe putting themselves out there, especially on their website. And that's the one thing that I really encourage. It's like, why don't you talk about your story? What got you into photography? You know, what your unique approach is with clients, what you really love about your job. I think that's really important, and it helps customers connect with you. That's usually one of my main commentaries when I'm looking at a photographer's website. It might be like Taylor Jackson weddings, but I can't even find anything about Taylor on his website. You know, maybe there isn't a photo of him, or there's just not much about him. And I just want to know more. I think that's the main thing, is when I land on a photographer's website, I want to know more about them and understand who they are and what makes them special as a photographer. So I think it's really important to get that across. And there's a lot of content marketing sort of pieces that you can do. You can talk about what got you into photography. You can maybe talk about your favorite shoots. You could even talk about the types of customers you like to work with.
So beyond, I guess, just creating at least a few other helpful pieces of content to help people understand a little bit about you and approaches to photography, where else can people kind of create content marketing? And maybe, I guess, what is content marketing as a bit of a general, I guess we're already into this video, but I think it's an important thing for people to understand.
Yeah, absolutely. You want me to answer this one?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. So content marketing is really just creating valuable content for people. And to be a little bit more specific, it could be creating content for people that are looking for a particular thing. A great example of that, and I've seen a lot of photographers have good success with just creating kind of like a venue walkthrough or venue review. Like if they've shot at a venue recently, just share some photos of that venue and write some content about the venue, maybe things that the couple wouldn't necessarily know if they went to their website or something like that. And I think that's always cool, just because, maybe you shot a winter wedding at some venue and you have really great photos of that. And there's probably a couple out there that's going to get married at that venue in the winter, and they probably want to see examples of what it looks like and hear about what the experience was for a winter wedding, and that can be really unique content, and it can rank really well on Google for somebody that's maybe searching for X venue in the winter or something. And obviously if they're really liking those photos, they're gonna contact you because you have that direct experience.
Yeah, and one of the interesting things I think is that when you're first getting into wedding photography, there's a pretty good chance that you're going to be booking a lot of kind of off-season weddings. And for content marketing and for creating content that a lot of other photographers in your area probably are not focusing on, everyone's just trying to do that same wedding outdoors in the vineyard and the perfect light and golden hour. And if you're able to showcase something different than that, that is specifically what people are searching for, you're going to find that a lot of traffic's going to come your way, and maybe they don't end up getting married off season. Maybe they do end up with that summer wedding, and they're still going to bring you along in the back of their mind as the photographer that showed them some early work of the venue that they're potentially getting married at.
Definitely. Yeah. No, I think there's a surprisingly little amount of content on venues, even from the venues themselves. And if you're a photographer that has shot somewhere, you totally know that place like inside and out, and you can give like a really detailed kind of a story, almost like walkthrough of it, and give couples a really good understanding of that place. And that's a hugely valuable thing, which is the basis of content marketing, just providing useful information.
Yeah. And then if, for instance, like if you're at a venue a little bit early and maybe the couple hasn't arrived yet, or maybe you arrived 2 hours early, you can go and you can just film this content and you can take these photos and you can actively do like a little project like this on the wedding day. Essentially, I've definitely done this. I've been to a few venues a few hours early and just pieced together kind of what I would want to exist. This is specifically valuable if it's a newer venue that's maybe just open. There's not a whole lot of information or a whole lot of real weddings yet. The more pieces of content you can get out there, whether it's a venue review or a venue walkthrough, people are going to be searching for different things. So if you can be in front of them kind of at all opportunities, I feel like it's a very, very good thing. And then when it comes to focal, and one of the things that I really enjoy with my new website is the fact that like everything with the exception of essentially coming up with the headline and writing maybe a couple of paragraphs is kind of taken care of when it comes to SEO. And I feel like SEO and making sure that your content gets to the people that you want. Do you want to talk a little bit about kind of maybe the things behind the hood that or under the hood that Focal does to help your content get out there?
Yeah, for sure. I think the biggest barrier for most photographers is just getting the content out there. Don't be a perfectionist. Just get it out there. And the more hurdles that there are to sort of getting that content out there and doing the SEO properly is just like another thing on the checklist that can prevent you from actually pushing it out the door. So we try to make everything as easy as possible for you. Like you said, you're just going to click that like new blog post button. You're going to be writing like, winter Laura Mill wedding venue review or something like that. And then just writing your story, adding some photos, and then just hitting post, and like it's off and out there in the world for Google to index and then for people to discover. And that's really just how simple we wanted to make it. All the stuff under the hood, like I said, the first thing is always just making sure Google knows about it. So including it in the sitemap so Google can find it and crawl it and index it. Making sure, the meta titles and descriptions are in line with what people are searching for. That's all like set automatically. And then it's really easy to set alt tags on your photos right in the editor. And those are sort of the main SEO things. And then the fact that blog post gets like automatically added into your blog section is really great. And then some like internal linking that goes on as well. That sort of will help push your post up the rankings there. Make lots of content, make lots of valuable content. Don't overthink it. I really think that's the biggest thing. It's like, just think about what's unique about you or the experiences that you've had and just share it with people. And I think that's more than enough. I'm just thinking back to that last video we did where we were talking about Marlboro, and he does that horse and carriage shoot. Just the fact that like somebody sees those photos, and he has also got a little behind the scenes video, which is also great content because it gives people like an eye into what the experience is like shooting with him. And I think Marlboro, he offers a very particular experience in that like his shoot is his shoot is going to be very different from like your shoot, for example, where he's like setting up lights and like adjusting things and like fixing your hair. But, you know, if you're the couple that just wants those perfect shots and is willing to indulge that artistic perfection, then that's perfect. And he gets a lot of couples that are like, whoa, I want to do horse and carriage. That's like really, really awesome. So just even writing about, you know, unique experiences like that you've done can be really valuable, and I think will attract your ideal clients.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like we have, or at least as photographers, we have so much visibility on kind of what happens on a wedding day and at a photo shoot that it all seems normal to us. But try to remember that it is not a normal experience, especially for a couple getting married for the first time. They have not done this. You can create a lot of content to help them along the way.
Yeah, no, I think that last point that you made is really important. Like, I think photographers, yeah, you take for granted everything that you do that makes this like really incredible seamless experience for the client. And if you can convey even 10% of what goes into that, there's so much appreciation by the client for it, right? Like I, you know, even me being in this industry for a long time, it's like every time I tag along to a shoot with a photographer, I like learn something new. And that's just like another thing that I can appreciate about their process and appreciate in terms of like the value that they're providing. Yeah, and if you're a really experienced photographer, those things really add up. That's why I get to charge the big bucks.
Thank you so much for joining me today, talking about wedding photography marketing, and hopefully you learned a few things in the content marketing world. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. I'm happy to get back to you or give you suggestions. If it is still the month of January, you can get in on that amazing deal, that deal that is never coming back, $935 USD saved. You don't pay it for them to set up your website, which is ridiculous and amazing. They will custom write all of the content for you, so they'll write your packages for you, they'll set everything up, and then they'll just give you the keys. You can obviously make changes and make it completely your own, but in my experience, it was pretty much ready to go as soon as they gave it to me. The first draft was a final draft for sure. So get in on that deal before the end of the month, closes, and that's all I have to say today. I will be back again tomorrow to continue the 30 days of wedding photography learning, and see you then, I guess, right? Bye.